I obviously I'm happy, I'm glad, and I am content because we've seen, things coming in. We've seen things moving into a different direction. And so I do want to hear about, I believe I saw, I don't know if it was a system error or you booked an in-person appointment. So I would love to hear a little bit about what's been going on these days with the new direction that the campaign has taken.
Yeah, so since we last talked a week ago, to today, and I'll have to double check it because I think we had like one or two more come in, right, Melissa?
Yeah, I actually just tried calling and reached out to two more this morning.
It was two more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
awesome.
So we're at, I think with that, we're at, are we at five?
Five or
six? We might be at six.
Six, I think.
Yeah. So since Friday, or starting Friday, I guess, after our call to today, I believe we're either at five or six like leads that have come in. We've had two booked phone appointments out of those. The one is still happening today, so I haven't talked to them yet, but I'm talking to them here in like what, 2 hours or something, 3 hours. Yeah. So I'm talking to them in a couple hours. And then yes, Karen, so I did talk to one of the leads, and I did book an in-person appointment for today. And I'm meeting her at her house, and we're looking at potentially getting that one listed sooner than later. So
hallelujah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is, and she's great. Me and her just like totally clicked. And I love that in clients, when like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have that happen so often. And I told Melissa this too. I had a really, really, really hard week last week for business. It was just really a really hard, it was a really rough week for me last week. So I needed to get with, it was a nice refresher for me and kind of come back to my reality a little bit to have and talk to her. She's just really great. We align in various things, but yeah, she's motivated and she's ready. I know that's not always going to be every lead, but I'll take it when they do come in. But yeah, meeting up with her today. I do believe that we'll probably list her house in the next probably week or two. And then she wants to buy another house. So you'll love this, Karen. So she wants to buy another house in Colorado Springs. And I actually live right in between Denver and Colorado Springs. So I work both markets, which is rare. Most agents only work Colorado Springs or only work Denver. I happen to work a bit of both. Just depends on the client and kind of what's going on. If I'm really busy, I might have another agent take the Springs because it's a little bit farther for me, but I don't mind. But the part I wanted to talk about that's very cool is that I'm feeling really good and confident. I've talked to her at least 2 or 3 times this week over the phone. And the last time I talked to her was over an hour. But we talked about a lot of things and a lot of strategies that she wants to go into. And she wants to purchase a house in the Springs and live in that house for, somewhere probably within maybe a year or two. And then she wants to purchase up to 6 more properties with me if it all works out.
Wow, shut up. Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Dude, okay, I'm not even gonna tear up right now. Like, I'm not even gonna
that's pretty cool. She wants to do what we call house hacking, which is live in a property and rent out a part of the property, and then basically just rinse and repeat, but essentially just get a whole bunch of properties that she's renting out. And it sounds like the majority of what she wants to do is probably going to be somewhere in the Colorado Springs area, which is great. So yeah, it's all good things.
I'm like dreaming right now. It just sounds so dreamy. Because obviously, yes, I heard you say not every lead is going to be like that, because that's a fact. We know it. I can't believe, or I didn't intend it, so I can't believe it. That the first that came in after struggling is struggling. So I was like, wow, I'm loving.
She's like, she's great. She's just she's a really, really good lead. She's motivated. She's ready to go. She's making a pretty significant life change for herself. And I told her, I was like, I'd be honored to help you through that. And the best part about me aligning with her is the things that she wants to do, I'm already doing, because I have 4 rental properties. So when we started talking like that, I told her, I was like, you're speaking my language, girl. And she was like, what? And we started like going into it. And she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I can't believe that. She's like, it was just this thing that like timed up and worked out that we're talking to each other, because she goes, they're exactly who I needed to talk to. And then she said, she's like, you totally just got me like really excited about this next chapter. And I told her, I was like, this is really what you want to do. And you're going to make this like, it's a pretty significant like change for her. I said, I'm on board. I said, I hope you're ready. And she was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So it was pretty sweet. So
So is she like going from, I don't know, like, is she retiring? Is she just trying to do the rental business now, or like?
So yeah, no, good question. So what it is she's always been like that steady hand person. She's had the same job for like 30 years. And the same job, the same career, the same kind of thing, very corporate driven job. And she actually moved here to Colorado last year. And then she said just recently with that job, the things that she promised her, they're going back on. And she said, isn't that the corporate way? And I was like, it can be, I've been there. I really have. And I was like, I kind of get it. But she was like, I just am tired of everybody else like changing my trajectory in life. And she's like, so I'm quitting my job. I'm going to start a totally new job. And to help supplement that income and get it to where I can have more of a retirement set up, she wants to be a landlord. Yeah. She wants to purchase a bunch of properties. She told me ideally she'd have 5 or 6 within 3 years. And she wants to buy a big house within the next year or two or whatever it is, so that she can move her family in with her because she takes care of her parents. So
Wow. I'm just amazed that, because here's the cool part. Like, I love that you're gonna get this, you're gonna get your money, you're gonna get, like, it's great and everything is
sure.
great. But the thing that I just love is how we are now being matched up or paired up with a person that needs help, and you
Yes.
are that genuinely wants to help her and knows how to. So that's
That's
just
right.
she could have been paired up with some agent that just wants to get her money. She could have,
No.
and it's like, wow, it's just
No.
amazing. It's magic.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. And here's the thing, that one can turn into 1 or 2 sales, and that one could seriously turn into, I mean, we're talking about what, eight sales in the next 3 years potentially.
her.
I mean, seriously,
Just her,
her.
and then the girls.
Yeah, potentially.
People she knows, and
Oh, agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, because she just moved here. She's got that really like southern twang to her voice. So, but she's a sweetheart. I'm just really excited about it, because when I told her that and I said, listen, because Melissa, I call her Mel. Mel and I talk about this all the time. It's like so many agents, and even in my market, and right now it is very cutthroat here, Karen. I had 3 clients taken from me last week alone from other agents, and I mean literally taken from me. And it's not a good feeling to have these agents come in and just swoop in and direct my clients away from what I've already been working on. It's not fun for me. So and anyways, the thing about that though is that most of these agents, they only talk one way. They're like, let's just list your house. Nobody's asking her the question like, where are you going next? What does that even look like? So then we delve into that, and then she's talking through that, and I'm like, okay. I said, is that the house that you're going to live in for the next, I mean, what kind of house are we looking for you? And she said, no, actually, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And then that just proceeded to kind of unpeel that onion. And I'm like, holy crap, like, but I would have never known that if I wouldn't have asked her the questions. And I've been trained to do it this way. I've had some unbelievable mentorship in real estate. I mean, literally one of the agents that's coached me has sold over 3,000 homes in her career. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, so I've been taught how to do these things, and I've learned how to do these things through experience. But yeah, I just kept unpeeling, and I finally get down to not only the motivation, but what's the real like goal here? Like, what is like her real goal, like her life goal in this? And to me, it just exploded into this whole thing. And I was like, holy crap, like I would have never known that. And I don't think most people would have actually unpeeled that, because it's not like everybody's coming in to a conversation with a stranger and just coming out and saying, oh yeah, not only is this all of my motivation in life, but here's all the goals and dreams that I have. People don't open up like that. So yeah, it was just really cool. So this is very
the
cool.
coolest part. I hear you
just
saying
killed
how
it.
you
Like, I
killed
love
it,
it.
and
Oh
that's
my
the
God, thank you,
secret sauce
By the
of these clients, because there will be people the same situation. Someone could have hopped in and she could have said like, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of not sure, and they would have been like, bad lead. She's not even ready, like
which happens every day in this industry. It literally does. And she was, and actually you're right, because the first conversation that we had was, hey, I just bought my house. I'm really considering selling it again, which by the way, I don't typically recommend, because it's too quick of a turnaround, tax implications, whatever. But she was like, I have to get a certain amount from this house. Like, I have to sell this house for more than I bought it for. After expenses and all that, I have to make more money. And I'm going to tell you right now, some agents would have looked at this and been like, that's not a good lead, because we're going to have to sell her house at a pretty good premium to make this work for her. But I'm willing to I even told her this. I said, well, I'm willing to work with you on this to make sure that we hit that number for you, you know, whether it's my commissions or we figure out some other way to do this because because we unpeeled it. She's buying another house. Okay, well, I can make up. And by the way, they pay more in Colorado Springs than they do in Denver for commissions. So I'll make up a little bit of that on the other side. She doesn't know that, but she doesn't need to know that. It doesn't really matter. But I'll make more money on the other side. And I've even done that in the Springs where I actually ask for more commission. So I can make up some of that difference on the flip side. But then when she really started to go and say, okay, like this is the ideal house. I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, that's a really nice house. Like a $900,000 house is the one that she wants to buy eventually, but work up to. And then she's like, yeah, I just want to keep buying and buying and buying. She's like, if I had, you know, 5 or 6 properties in 3 years, I'd be pretty happy. And I'm like, holy hell, like that's
Me too. I can sell and buy those.
I'm thinking, okay, like we can absolutely do that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and it could be 2 or 3. I don't really care, but that's repeat business for me. So what most, and you know this, most agents are only looking at the one listing, right? They're just looking at the one listing. They're like, I can't do that for you. I'm not going to be able to make that work for you. But it's so much bigger than that. You know, it is so much bigger than that for me. So.
Oh my God. I'm just so happy that we're here right now. We're here at the stage. I knew that you had this in you. I knew you were that agent, but just seeing you like actually doing your thing, it's like, it is inspiring, I have to say. And I'm not an agent, but I hear you on, you have a few rental properties, I think I heard. This lady wants to get, and I'm over here thinking like, I think I want to be the next one to have a few rental properties as well.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Josh is your guy. Come to Colorado. We got you.
I was to say, I know. Yeah, I got this for sure. Yep. I've got, it's because the other thing too, is after 30 years, and this is the part that like really kind of hit me too, when she's talking through this, she's like, after 30 years, I don't have a retirement account because the companies that she worked for never gave her a 401k. So she's in, yeah. So like, I think she's like in her early 50s and she's trying to think, what does this look like in like 10 to 15 years? And she was like, Josh, I'm screwed. Like I'm screwed. Like I don't have much in savings. You know, she's just all these, she's telling me her story and all that. And I was like, I would love to help you achieve that goal of financial freedom through rentals and stuff like that. And like, I got you. She was like, this is crazy. And I was like, yeah. I said, let's do it. So we're going to meet today. It's going to be very special to meet her in person because we've been talking a bunch. So
she's really excited. When I check in with her this morning about today, I was like, Josh is really looking forward to Steve. She's like, I'm so anxious and excited to meet him. So she's on the same boat as you for sure with that feeling.
I love that.
I'm not even kidding. I'm like getting the chills from hearing you. That's
well,
so cool.
Yeah, and just real quick, and Melissa kind of knows this, but just so you know, Karen, one of my like whys to like why I wake up and what I do and the job that I'm doing is that someday, like down the road, I want to be able to look at like a few. I only need a few clients, and I think I kind of told her this too. Anyways, I would love to show other people how to do what I'm doing and replicate. And then I'm just like sitting down with them at their beautiful primary house, and we're just like sipping a coffee or a drink or whatever it is and just having a good laugh about, you know, where we started and where we are, because that to me is the definition of like true success, because I'm sitting in there, like, we'll call it mansion or whatever. It doesn't have to be a mansion, but they're living the dream. I'm sitting there with them and we're just having like a good convo about it. And I'm looking around going, oh my God, like I helped them build this, you know. That's one of my big whys. So
I love everything about everything you're saying. I
because I only need a few of those people. I think I told Melissa this too. I don't need to sell 1,000 houses. I know these agents that are like so particular about the numbers, and I'm like, you know, that's all well and fine. If it happens, it happens. Like I'm thrilled, but like, God, just to have a few clients that are literally buying a house or two a year. And if I just have I don't even know, a half dozen or a dozen or so of those people, like, I'm just going to tell you, Karen, like, I'm not really working at that point. Like I won't be, because I'll be selling, you know, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 houses a year from repeat clients. And they're literally repeating, like they're buying a house a year or 2 houses a year. And like, that to me would be the dream. So it really would.
And like I said, even like with whatever clients you're counting on as you speak, 10, 12, whatever, you're also taking into consideration that they will recommend you. Like I'm just wondering,
that's right.
Something will come out of that. So it's just.
So they'll tell friends, they'll tell coworkers, it'll especially, I think, so I fully agree. And the thing is this is the slow burn of this, right? It's not going to happen today or tomorrow, even in 6 months, but oh my gosh, like you're talking a couple of years from now when they actually build that portfolio, and then they're like quitting their job, and people are like, where are you going? And they're like, I don't need to work. Like, I've got enough rental properties, I've got enough income coming in, and just that alone is going to spread the word fully. And they're going to tell everybody. Or why wouldn't they? You know, talk about
Exactly.
success.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, dude, you got to talk to my boy, and I'll be like, I'm here. So that's right. Yeah. No, in the best of ways, right? It's like, to me, that's probably one of the most powerful. If I think about it, really, to me, that's an unshakable referral business. It really is, because yeah, like, and I already have a pretty good referral business right now. But to me, that's like such another step up from that, because I'm helping them build serious like wealth and equity in their life, you know, like
changing their lives. Like, I don't know
it's
what
crazy.
price point is
Really
this house
changing their
that we're
lives
looking
and-
at with our new best friend.
Oh yeah. Oh, the one we're looking at listing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably list it somewhere between 625 and 650, which is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, yeah, in the area that I live in, the average home is about 750,000. So it's a pretty expensive market. I mean, she's right in line with that though. I mean, we'll call it 600 to like 800,000 is like it's a pretty popular window in the areas that, and she doesn't live that far from me. She's like 15 minutes from me. So if that, so, which is pretty cool. So no, I definitely understand for sure. Yeah. No, I was just saying that, like, I know that there are just going to be those leads that take a little more cultivation, right? But you guys have the AI that's constantly hitting them and will continue to hit them for weeks, if not months after. I remember that conversation, which I think is huge, because that's where most of these ad spends and lead stuff fall off, is that you try to contact them a few times and everybody gives up. When really in real time, that could be a listing in 3 months, like straight up. You just have to keep checking in on them. And so that's what Melissa's going to be doing. She's calling them. We're letting the AI kind of do its thing. That way we can, kind of tackle it together.
Right.
We can do that.
Karen,
Awesome,
thank you so much. We appreciate
Yep.
it. And
Thanks,
we will be
Karen.
in touch.
Yes,
Yep.
it's my pleasure. Thank you guys, and let's stay in touch. Yeah, for sure.
We will. Thanks,
Have a good
Karen.
weekend.
Bye.